of now, till package.json, everything is clear for you, right? Guys,
Yes, sir.
okay, all right. So when actually you run an Ionic project, so let me tell you how your project will travel. Okay, so first your project will check the npm packages through this package.json. Okay, so if you want to install any packages, then you need to give this npm install command. Once you give this npm install command, then you can able to get all the libraries which are needed to run your project, and you can able to change your project name here. Okay, the project name, the project version, everything you can able to configure in your package.json. Okay, and there will be another file called package.lock.json. So you guys are not going to do any coding in these files, because these are all some configuration files only, but you must be aware of why you are having this files. Okay, so what is the difference between this package.json and package.log.json is this package log file will have the exact version of every packages. Okay, whereas in package.json you will be having uh, some approximate value. Okay, for example, if I'm having a version 3.2.4 here, it is not mandatory that your project is going to use the exact 3.2.4. Your project even can use 3.2.3 or 3.1.2, whatever. Okay, so this package.json is like a rough index where it will be extracting the libraries which you need, and package.log file, it will exactly fetch what exact version you are going to use and all these stuffs. Okay, so these are the difference between these two files, and there will be a file called as ionic config. So in this ionic config file only, what type of ionic you are going to use, this will be given. Okay, so we given the project name as hello world, and we gave the project type as ionic angular, right? So these kind of details will be updated in the ionic config file. And there is something called as ts config. This ts config is nothing but the TypeScript configuration. So what version of TypeScript we are going to use, what are the dependencies we are going to use, all these stuffs will be mapped in this ts config. Okay,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah,
Sir, in while creating the hello world, we were giving a word that was blank. What is the significance of that? Like start project, then project name, and then we have given a blank.
so that blank is actually what mode of application you are going to create. For example, I can create one more application and I can show you. Let me open my command prompt. I'll move to, so let me create another project. uh, let's let me give us new project space, tabs hyphen hyphen type is equal to ionic angular. Okay, so if I'm creating a project like this, while running this project I can get some different output. Okay, let me show you how it will work. Okay, so now I'm into the new project and I'm giving ionic serve. So the tabs application will be looking like this. Okay, so previously we had the blank application and now we have the tabs application. So can you feel the difference between these two things?
Yes, sir. Okay.
So if you look at the icons itself will be somewhat different. When you are looking in the Android view, the icons will be and look is somewhat different, and when you look in the iPhone view, the icon is somewhat different. You got it?
Yes, sir.
And in Windows, again, it will be different. So nowadays we are not using Windows Phone, but might be you have come across this Nokia Lumia Microsoft
Yes, sir.
phones, right?
Lumias.
Yes. So those kind of a build can be created like this. Okay, so let me have iOS and Android alone. Okay, so let us work in this blank application itself. So all the applications are going to work like same. So maybe if you look at the code of that tabs application, maybe let me open a new folder. So if you look at this ionic config file, everything will be looking like same only. Okay, so you can see all these things are same only, right? Only you can see the difference in here. If you look at the pages, you can have more pages, right? So in this Hello World application, you have only one page called home, but here you have about, contact, home, and tabs page, right? So can you understand the difference between these two?
Yes, sir. That was
So
for a single page, and this is having multiple tabs.
exactly. So that's how the project structure will be created for you. So then you can decide what type of application I'm going to use. So you can write codings on like that. For example, if I'm writing something in the contact page, okay, so I'm using some h2 tag I'm giving. So thanks for visiting our app. So I'm giving like that. So when I go to the contact page now, I can see that message, right? So I can write any code in which file I want to see the code. Okay, so if I want to write something in the about page, I can give some content in the about also. I'm giving hello. This is a sample application. Okay, so can I understand how it is working?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you can see a lot of differences for both the platforms. For example, if it is an iPhone, the title will be automatically coming in the center of the screen. And if it is an Android device, the title will be coming in the left orientation of the screen by default. So this is how the uh, default orientation of the operating systems.
So
Right.
these layout are fixed, or we can change it afterward.
You can customize each single character of it.
Okay.
You will be having the default values, but it is not mandatory that you have to use only the default things. You can do a lot of workaround and you can make your own application in your format.
So,
Yeah.
so we can do a different design for each OS,
Yeah, you can do.
for each OS. Okay, sir.
Yes, you can do. So for that, you will be having something called as, let me show you, in the native Ionic native, you will be having a package called as platform. Um, Once again. Mm, it should be here. Wait a minute, let me check. Yeah, here you have. Okay, so using this, you can able to understand which particular platform you are actually working. So if you see this device, If platform.is equal to iOS, then you can do some coding. If platform.is Android, then you can do some other coding and you can work based on that. So it is just if else part you're writing in your TypeScript. You got it?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Maybe while we are writing these codes in your application, then you can come across it. Some more knowledge you can able to get. Okay, so all right, so let us go with this blank application itself, right? So you want to go with blank or tabs? Which one you want to go?
Sir, blank.
Blank is fine, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so let me close this tabs. Okay, so here actually we have some folder. So your application is getting your packages from this package.json. Then in your index.html only your application is going to load. Okay, so this index.html will be having its main.css. Okay, so from the main.css file only you are going to get all the CSS. Like when you compile your application before running, this main.css file will be created and all the CSS you put in various pages will be appended all together this main.cs, and that's how you will be getting this output. Okay, so all these imports, all these polyfills, vendor, main.js, everything. So these documents are pre-populated. Okay, so you are not going to write anything. You will be writing your code in the TypeScript only, but your TypeScript will be internally converted into JavaScript. That process is called as transpilation. Okay, so you heard about compilation, right? Similarly, the conversion of TypeScript to JavaScript is called as transpilation. Got it?
So, sir, this
Yes, sir.
build is a folder or it is coming by own? Like we are we are
While you are
renting it.
actually building this, for example, let me show you. So we have this application, right? So I want to have an Android build now. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I need to add the platform. Ionic, Cordova, platform, add Android. You can just note it down this. So if you want to build for iOS, then you can give iOS here. Ionic, Cordova, platform, add Android. Okay, so now I'm going to add the platform. Once the platform got added, you will be getting a new folder here called as platforms. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
So inside this folder, all the Android related files will be coming. So it is actually fetching the data. So let me open my Android Studio. So here only you need this Android Studio for building this application. For just running this application in WebView, you don't need any Android Studio. But for building this application to form a real mobile app, you need Android Studio in that point of time. Okay, so I'm going to my SDK manager, sorry, AVD manager. Let me run my virtual device. But actually, I'll just give you one alert, guys. So if you are using a low configuration laptop like 2 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM, then Android Studio is not an advisable software. I can tell you. Okay, you can have Android Studio, but if you run your Android Studio, then your laptop will be facing a lot of heating issues and it will not work fine as you expect. Okay. So this is one project I have created for my company. Okay, so here the platform is added, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to build the application. So if you see this platform folder, you will be having the Android, and inside the Android folder, you will be having a lot of things. Okay, so now I'm going to build the application. Ionic, Cordova, build, Android. Okay, so is the configurational codes, this commands are looking very hard to understand or easy?
Till now it's easy.
So every commands will be like some straightforward commands only. If you want to add something, you can able to add some configuration issues, I think. Okay, so sometimes this platform will be actually giving you trouble. Okay, like what SDK you have installed. So the SDK versions will be there 28, 29, 30. A lot of SDK versions will be there. So yeah.
In case when we are coding, if we face this kind of error, where should we go?
So you can just simply remove that platform and you can go with some other old platform. So now I'm going to install Android version 8.0. Okay, Android SDK version 8.0 I'll be installing. Maybe after this, you may not face this issue. So if you are using Android Studio, you will be always facing issues. So you can gather information from every Android developers. They will tell you how painful it is. That is actually common thing. So nobody can avoid this. Maybe if you have more luck, then you may not get this issue. Okay, I think my Java home or right. So I just recently updated my laptop to Windows 11. So my Java home path is not set properly. That's why I'm getting this issue. So once I set the Java home, then it will be working fine. So how the output should be is, let me show you. Yeah. So your output file should be in this platform folder, Android, app, build, outputs, APK, and in the debug. In this debug folder, you will be getting this output file. So what you can do is you can just directly drag and drop this APK file in your device, and then it will be working in your device because already this app is installed in this device, so it is not working.
So can I install
Okay,
this APK on my
and
phone?
if you exactly you can do that. So just copy this APK to your phone, and in settings you need to allow installation from unknown sources. There will be a setting in Android, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So allow installation from unknown sources, there will be a setting. So if you enable that settings, you can immediately run this application in your real device also. Else, if you want to see this output in the your browser itself, you need not to install any platforms. You can just code and you can lively see this output like this. Okay. Fine. So let me close this stuff. All right. So let us continue with the code. So we're not going to use this one. Fine. So let me run this application again. Okay. So in this index.html only, you will be having all the imports, all the HTML, all the CSS, all the JS file imports, everything will be there in your index.html. From index.html, your code will go to app folder. Okay. In your app folder, you will be having a lot of files. The first file would be the main.ts. Again, you are not going to code anything in your main.ts also, but for your knowledge, you should understand. Here there is something called as platform browser dynamic. So can you understand what may be this platform browser dynamic? Just any wild guesses?
Any change while typing would be immediate to the will immediate show immediately on the browser.
Okay. So to make it more crisp, platform is nothing but the operating system where you are going to operate your app. Browser. Why we are using the term browser here is as we are creating the web component, websites will be running only in browsers, right? So
Yes, sir.
in the particular platform, we are going to create a browser like environment. So we are going to create a virtual environment. So your web components will run in that virtual browser, but that browser will exactly look like the real native mobile apps you are using. Okay. So for every platform, you need this platform browser dynamic. That is a plugin which is already supported by Angular itself. Okay, so we are importing that particular plugin and then we are going to the app module. So about module file, I have told you in the morning, right? You remember what is module file?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are going to app module file. Okay. So this app module file will be the root module file. So if I'm pressing control and clicking this, I will be going to this app.module.ts. The class name would be the app module. So you will be calling every component with the help of their class name only. Okay. So you need to remember this one. You're going to call every component with their class names only, right? So it is given that platform browser dynamic dot bootstrap module of app module. What do you mean by bootstrap module? Any idea what do you mean by bootstrap?
It is a framework that is provided for default framework, CSS and JS, default themes, make it easy
But
to make websites.
yeah, but this bootstrap is not referring to that. Even if you are learning the operating systems concept, you will be having something called as bootstrap. What do you mean by bootstrap is the first thing. Okay, so for example, when you are starting your system, you will be seeing a screen called booting screen, right? Your system is booting. Your system is loading. You will be seeing a screen. So what is the first TypeScript file which is going to be loaded here? That means the bootstrap module. The first module to be loaded is the app module. So your application has to start with this app module. That's what the instruction means. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So is it
Okay.
same as the bootloader in my PC?
Exactly.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So then we are going to the app module. So inside the app module, you will be having this @ng module decorator. So this ng module decorator will be telling you that this is a module file. And inside this ng module, you will be having various arrays, declaration, import, bootstrap, entry components, and providers. Okay, so 5 things will be there: declaration, import, bootstrap, entry component, and provider. Inside the declaration, you will be loading every new components or every new pages you are adding. You understand? All the new components you are adding, that should be mentioned here inside the declarations. And second thing, imports. So if you want to import any new modules, for example, for making the server request, you will be in need of HTTP client module. Okay, for loading your data, for loading your web components, you will be in need of browser module. Okay, for loading the Ionic structure, you will be in need of Ionic module. So those kind of modules will be imported here. And inside the bootstrap, which is the first class going to run? So if I'm control clicking on this Ionic app, it will be pointing to this library. Okay, this Ionic library. So we are going to load this Ionic library only, right? So that is bootstrapped here. And then the entry components. Entry components is that, let me tell you an example. When you are when you are installing WhatsApp for the first time in your device, what will be the first screen you will see?
Welcome
So to
page.
create an account.
Correct. Welcome screen will be there. You created your account, then you are closing your WhatsApp. You switched off your phone. You switched it back on, and then you are opening WhatsApp. What will be the first screen you will see?
Your chats.
So
Yeah.
the home page
So
for the chats.
correct. So you have two different entry components, right? So what are all the possible entry components you want to give to your application? you can provide all these entry components inside this one, right? And then the providers will be having what are the external services. Okay, so morning I told about the service classes, right? So what are the external services or what are the external plugins you are going to use? All these stuffs will be mentioned in this providers. Again, you are not going to mention everything manually. Most of the things will be coming automatically. Only few things you have to do manually, right? As it is a framework, all these stuffs will be done automatically itself by giving the commands. You got it? For example, let me add one Ionic native plugin. Uh, Maybe let us go with let me go with this camera plugin. Okay, so what I'm going to do for using this camera plugin, we need to install these two packages. Okay, so I'm going to install these packages. The first one, and let me copy the second one also. So can you see it is automatically added to your package.json, right? So if you open your package.json, you can see this camera got installed, right?
Yes, sir.
So the version, everything will be added automatically. So you need not to install everything manually. And if you open your app module, here you may need to use this camera plugin here. Right. So whenever you need to use a particular service, then you may need to include that service here. Right. So that's how it will be working. And from here, you are providing the root component. Which root component I want to use? The root component will be the app.component. Inside the app.component, you will be having the constructor. So have you heard about constructor in any object-oriented programming?
Yes, sir.
What a constructor will do actually? Why do you need a constructor?
Sir, for initializing the object, sir.
Exactly. So here inside the constructor, we are going to create object for every packages or every classes. So we have a class called platform. We have a class called status bar. We have a class called splash screen. So all these stuffs you are using in your real life in every applications, right? For example, status bar you can see in normal applications, but in your gaming application, the status bar will be hidden, right?
Yes, sir.
If you are using Netflix, you cannot able to see your status bar while you are playing a video. But in normal mode, you can able to see the status bar, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that kind of configurations you can do here. Okay, so status bar dot style default is there. That means it will be coming with the default style of your operating system. If you make it like status bar dot hide off, then in your application status bar will be hidden. So you can make all these configurations in this app.component, right?
Sir, sometimes we swipe and then we are able to see the touch, the status bar and the navigation bar. So we can control that also.
Exactly. So you can just call this particular class in any particular component, and in that particular component, you can able to hide the status bar. For a few components alone, you can able to hide your status bar.
Okay, sir.
So for example, in my home component, I want to see the status bar, but in some FAQ component, I don't want to use my status bar, means there I can able to hide it. Right? So what does this platform.ready means? You will be opening your mobile app in your real mobile. Okay. So the moment you clicked the app, it will be extracting various packages from your data, right? So once all the packages are extracted, then only your application will show you the output. For that few seconds, your platform will be getting ready. So once your platform is ready, then only we should do these things. That's what it means. Once your app got loaded, once you got the loader screen or splash screen, then if all the data comes into the picture, then the splash screen will be hidden automatically, and then you can able to see your login screen or home screen, whatever. You got it. Right?
Yes, sir.
So here we are specifying something called as root page. Means which particular component we want to see initially. Because while we running the application, we are seeing this screen. This is the home screen, right? Home.component. Inside the pages, we have this home. So this home only we are seeing actually. Okay. So this coding only we are seeing, right? Welcome to our workshop and this logo. So in this app component only, we are specifying which particular component I want to show to the user initially. Right.
So, sir, in while we were using tab, this would have different options like root page, any.
I'll show you that coding also. Maybe you will get some understanding. So if you go to your tabs application, if you open your app component, then your root page will be the tabs page. And once you go to your tabs page, there you will be having three different tabs: home page, about page, and contact page. So in tabs.html, you will be fixing which tab has to be shown. Okay. So you have three tabs, and for every tab, which component has to be loaded, you have given, and what icon should to be shown. These things are given. So where you can find icons is in the Ionic component itself. You will be having this Ion icons. So here you will be seeing the list of icons which are available for various platforms, right? So all these things will be already there. Only thing you need to combine everything to form your own application. For example, if you want to load your tabs application, but you don't want to use the same icons it is having, then you can probably change your icon. Okay, for example, in your application, let's say I want to use this alarm icon. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this tag. I'm going to paste this tag in my home.html. I just want to show this icon. Okay, so I'm saving it. Now I'm going to run my application. Can you see the icon now?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
when
sir.
you notice, the icon is differing for both the platforms. It is not same. So that
So
will
why
be
so?
yeah, because based on platforms, it will be taking automatically. But if you want to load same icon for both the things, for example, the icon names are given here. This is iOS alarm. This is iOS alarm outline, and this is MD alarm. MD refers to Android. Okay. So if I want to use the same icon everywhere, then instead of this alarm, I can give like MD alarm. So I'm going to rephrase it. Instead of alarm, I'm giving this MD alarm. Then if you look at the output, now it is looking same, right?
Yes, sir.
Because every operating system will be having its own visualization, right? You cannot expect the same icon to be visible in both Android and iOS. Of course, it will be different. For example, if you install a browser or if you install any app in your device, can you see both Android and iOS looking like same?
No, sir. We can take example of WhatsApp only.
Exactly. So if you take WhatsApp itself, you can able to see different icons because they are showing their brand value in the icons they are using and the fonts they are using, right? So you cannot expect same font and same icon everywhere. But if you want to give uniform icon or uniform font to every platform, that also you can able to do, right? Any doubts as of now?
No, sir.
But don't think I'm taking too much time in the basics itself, because these are the things are mandatory, as I told you before. So once you know how to build your project, then you can make every coding on your own. But this is most important, right? Okay, so let us make some fun in our application. So can you understand now how you are getting into this home component? So from this root page, I'm navigating to the home component. In the home.ts, we are specifying which HTML we are going to load using this template URL. Inside the template URL, you have home.html, right? And finally, inside the home.html, you are seeing the output. So for seeing this single output, we have to cross these many pages, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there is one more important thing in Angular, in Ionic, that is called as eager loading and lazy loading. Have you ever come across these two terminologies before?
No, sir.
Eager. Okay. Let me tell you, you are creating an application. Okay. So let's assume the application is having 50 screens. If one screen is taking a minimum of 1 second to load, how much time 50 seconds and 50 screens will take? One screen is taking 1 second to load. How much time 50
50.
screens will take? 50 seconds, right? So if you are opening an app and if you need to wait for 50 seconds, will you like it?
No, sir.
No,
So instead, we can decide what are the pages to be loaded initially and what are the pages can be loaded only when it is getting called, right? For example, in your WhatsApp, you can load your chat screen, status screen, and call screen immediately. But you need not to load your FAQ screen, or you need not to load your settings screen on entering itself, right?
Yes, sir.
So being a user, you can decide, because you are not going to use your FAQ every day. You are not going to use your settings screen every day. You are not going to use your about screen or report screen every day, but you will be using your chat screen every day, right? So what you can do as a user, or as a developer, what you can do is you can only eager load the components which you want to use frequently. Eager loading in the sense, while while initiating the app itself, those components will be loaded and that will be ready to show. But the other components which are lazy loaded, that will not be shown in the starting itself. That will be getting loaded only when you call it. Got it? Right?
Means in eager, whenever we start the app, all the things will load first and then the app will start.
So in Ionic, only the first component, while you are creating your project, you are getting this home page, right? Only the home page will be eager loaded. That means how can you find whether the page is eager loaded or lazy loaded is, if the page is eager loaded, then it will be there in your app module itself. Okay, so now I'm going to create one more page, Ionic generate page. Okay, just note down this thing also. Ionic generate page. What page name we can give? Maybe some gallery. I'm creating a page called gallery. So if you open your pages folder now, you can able to see some new folder called as gallery, right? Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
But if you see this app module, that gallery page is not visible here. Why? Because that gallery page is lazy loaded into your application. So where can I find the module for this? Inside the gallery folder itself, you will be having a separate module file for gallery called as gallery.module.ts. So inside that you will be loading this gallery page. So whenever you are calling this gallery page, then only the page data will be getting loaded. So once you are opening your application, the page data will not get loaded. So how can I make it eager load? Just go to your gallery.ts. You will be finding a decorator called as Ionic page. Remove this. OK, and delete this gallery.module. And then go to your app module. Import your gallery page here. OK, so now your gallery page is imported here. Now it is eager loaded. So can you understand the difference between eager load and lazy load?
Yes, sir. So by default, when we generate page, it will always be a lazy load.
Exactly.
Okay.
So by default, Ionic is providing all the pages as lazy loaded pages. So and navigating to a eager loaded page and navigating to a lazy loaded page is different. OK, for example, now our application is eager loaded. What I'm going to do, I'm going to navigate from one page to another page. So I'm going to have a button here. For button also we have code here. Inside the components, we will be having buttons. OK, so I'm going to call a button. Let's say I'm copying this button. So I'm naming it as go to gallery. OK, so let me run this application. Yeah, as of now, you guys can able to follow, right? Is it difficult to understand or what?
No, sir. It's okay, sir.
If you feel like I'm going really fast, please let me know. So we have this button go to gallery. OK, so now we added our button here. So now what we should do, we should call a function, right? While clicking the button, we should call a function. How can you call a function? Put a bracket and type click. While you are clicking, you are going to do some action, right? Click is equal to just any function name. I'm giving it as some function. So you will be calling a function in any programming language, right? In JavaScript, you will be using on click, and in other programming languages,
Yes.
you will be having some other thing. So while clicking this button, we are calling some function. And I'm copying this function name in the home.ts. After this constructor, I'm creating this function. OK, there is something called as navigation controller. What do you mean by navigation?
Changing the screens.
Yeah, so moving from one place to another place is called as navigation. So this navigation controller object we are going to use. Here you need to use a keyword called this. This keyword you might used in any programming language. Java you have used, right? This dot nav control dot. I told about push and pop operations. Can you remember that?
Yes, sir. To remove and
Yes.
insert.
So now I'm going to push. Which component we are going to push? Gallery page. OK. And semicolon is not mandatory here. If you want to give, you can give, or else you can leave. Semicolon is not mandatory in Angular as like your Python. OK, so now while clicking the button, I want to navigate to the gallery page. So can you see? So can you feel the difference on the page navigation itself? In iPhone, it will be navigating like this, and in Android, it will be like this. And the back button itself is looking different. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
And this back button is also auto generated. OK. And instead of push, we have some other keyword called as set route. I'm giving set route. you cannot see the back button. Because we are setting this gallery page as the new root component, so you cannot backtrack it. You might be seeing some applications while you are making any payment, while you click back button, the application won't work, right? Have you
Yes.
seen that?
Yes,
If you are
sir.
if you
Yes,
are
yes.
making payment, the application will tell you like do not press back button. The session will expire. So if you want to make screens like that, then you can use set root. If you fix some screen as set root, then you cannot able to backtrack to the old screens. That means the old screen data will be erased. But if you give push, then you can backtrack. Okay, you can go and you can backtrack like this. Understood? Let me create another page and I will show you how to lazy load it. What name we can give for another page? Still any name? Maybe about I can give, right? So I'm creating one more page called about. I don't want to see this about page everywhere. So I'm just making it lazy loaded. So let me go to my home again. And let me create another button. About the app. Okay. Oh, we'll restart the application. So whenever you want to create a new page, you have to stop the application and then only you can give the new page command. Okay. And then you have to restart. So now we can see the next button, about the app button. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give function. I'm giving it as about function. Now I'm moving to this home.ts. This dot nav control dot push off. I can give the component name in the single quotes. So what is the component name of this about? The class name. What is the class name here? What is the class name of this page?
About page.
Yeah. So this about page is the class name. I'm copying this. And inside the single quotes, I'm pasting this. That's it. So I can move here and I can move here. OK, so if it is eager loaded, you should not give that in single quotes and you should import that package here. But if it is lazy load, you need not to import that. You can straight away give that in a single quotes. Understood?
So,
Yeah.
so is this JavaScript or Java?
This is not JavaScript. This is not Java. This is TypeScript. Means internally it will be converted to JavaScript only, but the code will look like Java programming.
Yes, sir.
OK. Internally it is looking like Akshay Kumar, but it is actually Rajkumar. OK.
Now understood, sir.
Right. All right. So let us make some good looking application. So what type of application you want to make? So I used to teach news applications. So have you ever used your news hunt kind of applications in your daily life?
Yes, sir.
So shall we make a news
Yes.
hunt kind of application now?
Yes, sir.
OK. So for
Yes.
that, we have some website called newsapi.org. OK, so every one of you log in to this News API website. So this is one of the beautiful website. Okay, newsapi.org. And for quiz also we have quiz API free. If you give like that, there are some API for quiz also. Okay, so any type of applications you want to make, you can able to make with the help of Google itself. Or if you want to create your own APIs, then you can go to any backend languages like Java, Python, everything. So now I'm going to use one existing thing. Okay, so I'm going to use login with this. I have an account already, so I'm logging in directly. Okay, so then back to home. I can get a URL here.
So, sir, all the news apps are using the same API, right? Or different?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Sorry, I lost my connection, I think. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it looking boring?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So let me remove all the code we have previously. So the most important thing you need to understand is in HTML you will be having tags called as head and body, right? In
Yes, sir.
Ionic,
Yes.
you will be using tag name as ion header and ion content. Instead of head, you will be having ion header. Instead of body, you will be having ion content. So inside this ion content only, you will be having all the content. And inside this ion header, you will be having ion title. And inside ion title, you will be having what title you want to give. So let us give it as VAT news app. Okay. Or just simply VAT news. This is enough. So our application should be like this VAT news. Okay, so this is the application we are going to use, and the look of the application, we have something called as cards here. Okay, so I think this would be best for news, right? The image, title, content, and some icons.
Yes,
This
sir.
layout would be better, right? So can we go with this
Yes,
one?
sir.
Okay,
Yeah, sure, sir.
so let me copy this card. Let me paste this code here. Okay, and for image, we should set some image for now. Let me open some. Let me download some image. Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma, whom you like, or MSD.
Rohit Sharma, sir.
Sachin. Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma.
MSD.
I'm an MSD fan, so let me go with MSD itself.
Yes, sir.
I think this one is looking good, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me download this image. So let me rename this image MSD. I'm just giving it as MSD. I'm copying this image. Okay, and where I'm going to paste is, let me go to my project directory. VAT, hello world. Inside you have this SRC folder, right? In SRC there is something called as asset. What do you mean by asset? What do you mean by asset?
Our belongings.
Yeah, so this asset refers to our project's belonging, and inside the assets you can have imgs file, and inside this imgs folder I'm copying this file. So now we should set the path here in our coding. Okay, so I'm going to remove this existing path. So how to set path? First, we are in this home folder. Okay, So we should come out of this home folder. Then we should come out of pages folder. Then we should enter into assets folder. And then we should enter into images folder. And then you can find this MSD, right?
Yes, sir.
First, how to come out of a folder?
Dot slash.
Slash. Very good. Again, dot slash.
Dot slash.
Now we can get into assets, images, and MSD. Let me give the title as MSD forever. And the content, MSD to lead CSK for 2022 also. Our report. Just giving like this. So shall we see how the output looking like? Is it looking good?
Yes, sir.
But if you feel like there are more spaces here, you can remove the spaces just by removing this word padding. I'm removing this word padding and saving it. Can you understand the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Fine. So you can make all this color corrections, everything you can make here. OK, so this is how our news application is going to look like. And I'm going to add one more hyperlink. OK, and this hyperlink, it's going to show like more. So if you want to read more about the news, you can able to click here. Right. So this is how our application is going to look like. Maybe if I want to show the author name also, what can I do? I'll just put one paragraph tag and the author name would be Rajkumar. And if I want to put the date, I can put some date like what is the date? 19/12/2021. So this is how my application will look like. Maybe I can put one break so that it will look good. OK, is it looking like a news?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
So now what we are going to do, we are actually going to just edit these details. We are actually going to get the real details. OK, for example, if I'm copying this URL and if I'm pasting here, the server information will come like this. This is how server will give you response. Can you able to understand the data?
So
No,
JSON
sir.
data, sir.
So this is the JSON format. OK, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy the entire text. There is something called as JSON formatter. OK, so I'm pasting this data here. And now you can able to see some understandable context, right? You are having articles. So inside the articles only, you are having about 20 articles. So this 20 news you are going to show in your application. OK, so every news will be having its source, author name, title, and its description, and the URL. This URL will be having the complete news. So for the more button, so can you able to understand how the data is coming to us?
Yes, sir.
OK, so what we are going to do now is we are actually going to append this live data with our application. That means whenever you are opening your application, you will be receiving some latest news. So we are not going to have the static content like this. So before we had the static content, right? So we are not going to have a static content like this. We are going to have a dynamic content which is powered by a server in real time. OK, for that, what should we do? That's what we are going to see. For that, actually, we need something called as HTTP client module. OK, so have you heard about HTTP?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by
Yes,
HTTP?
sir.
So it's a protocol.
Hypertext type protocol.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So hypertext transfer protocol we have. So why we use HTTP is for interacting with the server. So as we are in the client side, we should use the HTTP client module. Okay. So where can you find this HTTP client module is? So we have to import it manually. Angular/HTTP. One second. Okay, Angular common HTTP. Yeah. So inside this Angular common HTTP, we'll be having this HTTP client module. Okay, just note it down. And we'll be having this inside the imports. Okay. And now in our home.ts, we are going to import that HTTP client public. I'm just giving HTTP as the object name, HTTP client. So we created an object called HTTP. Okay. So once the screen got loaded, automatically I want to call a service. Okay. So there is something called as Ionic page lifecycle. Okay. Ionic page lifecycle. So we should get into what are the lifecycle hooks we have. Okay. It will be there. Okay, so we have various lifecycle hooks. Ion view will enter, Ion view did enter, Ion view did leave, and Ion view will leave. Okay, so what we are going to do, once user enters into a particular component, we should do some functionalities. Okay, some automatic running functions. Generally, functions will be running only when it is getting called, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are some functions which will be calling automatically. You need not to call this function. So what I'm going to do, Ion view did enter. I'm going to call this function. Okay, so these functions I'm just removing. Okay, so inside this constructor only, you have to create this objects. You're clear with this, right? Inside the parameters, you have to create this. So what I'm going to do, this dot HTTP dot, there are various mode of HTTP request we have. So we are going with HTTP GET request. So inside this HTTP GET, what I'm going to give, I'm going to give this page URL. This is a GET service, right? So I'm going with HTTP GET and I'm copying this URL. I'm pasting this URL here. Okay. I pasted this URL. Then dot subscribe. So where you see this word subscribe in your daily life?
YouTube, sir.
Why you are subscribing to a channel?
So to give, so to get the latest notifications and in our feed, sir.
So similarly, you want to get latest news from this API, right? So you are subscribing to that, and inside that, you are going to receive the data. So you are going to receive the data in any name. So let me call it as a response. I'm going to receive the response like this. So the syntax is more important. This is called as arrow function. Have you ever used this in JavaScript or
Yes, sir.
Java?
I have.
Yeah. So this is called as arrow function. So after subscribing this, what data you are going to receive from the server, you are going to store that data as response. And the database and data type I'm giving as any. It can be any data. I'm not sure whether it is going to be a string or number or whatever. So I'm giving it as any. It can be any data type. So first let us check whether we are able to get data. So I'm just giving console.log response. Okay. The expectation is once you are logged into your application, you must see all the data in the console window. Let me refresh. So can you see the server data here? All the server data you can see here, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you understand what is happening?
It's sending a JSON report in an array form.
Exactly. So you are getting some JSON data. Okay. So there is something called as ion view did load. I'll call this function. So once the page data got loaded, then only this response will come. Okay. Or did enter, did load, anything you can give. So did enter means the moment the application entered into the website, then the service will be getting called. Load means the moment page data got loaded, then this will come first. You got it? Okay. So what we understood here is, here we are receiving a server response, and inside that we have an array called as articles, and inside the articles array only we are having all these news from 0 to 19. That means 20 news we have, right? So we are going to create a variable here. Okay. We are going to create an empty variable here. So inside this class, you have to create variable. How you can create is, let me create the variable as news list, and its type I'm giving it as any, and I'm assigning it with empty array. Can you understand this line? The variable name is news list colon its data type. It can be any data type, and I'm assigning its value as empty array. Right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now what I'm going to do, this dot news list is equal to response dot articles, because I want only this articles. I don't want any other information, right? The status, total results, these extra details I don't want. I want only this articles, right?
Hmm.
So we have stored this one. Now we want to iterate this particular UI itself. So generally for iteration, what will be using?
For loop or while
For
loop
loop.
till the end.
Yeah, so you will be using a loop, maybe for loop or while loop. So we have to use for loop, but in HTML, how can you use for loop? Is it possible to use for loop in HTML?
Sir, script.
In TypeScript, in Angular, we have a possibility of
Well,
iterating it.
yes, sir.
So in this ion card tag, so this is going to be the parent tag, right? So inside this ion card, I am giving star ng for. So this ng for is going to be the syntax is equal to let maybe let me give it as news of the variable name news list. So we are going to iterate this news list. Okay, I'm giving like this. So you can see the information 20 times. Why it is coming 20 times?
News list is set to 20.
Yeah, because the news list length of the news list is 20. So we are getting the same information 20 times. Now what we are going to do, we are just going with this beautified content. What are the things we have? We have the title, we have the author name, we have the description. So let us go one by one. First, you need title. Here, I'm erasing it. So I told something called as interpolation. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That interpolation is giving this double curly braces. And inside this double curly brace, I'm giving news dot title. Because inside this articles, you are going with the title, right? So I'm giving as news, that means this iterable variable news dot title. I'm saving it. Then go to the output. So only the title is changing here, right? You can able to see some different titles. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to change this image. Where can we find this image URL? We have this URL to image, right? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to erase this one, and inside double curly braces, I'm giving news dot URL to image. The moment you gave that, the images will be loading here, right?
Sir, here we are using the dynamic memory, right?
Yes, we are actually using the server memory. This data will be loaded into your system, and these images, everything, it is coming directly from the server. That means we already formed a real mobile application which is interacting with the server. Okay. So the images are getting loaded here. Similarly, you can able to change everything. I'm going to change the author name by giving news.author, and date, it is given as published at, right? News.published at, and this one is given as news.description. And for this one, you can give news.url. And that's it. Your application is ready. Okay, so you can find the author name, you can find the information. And when you click the more button, actually that link is not working. Okay, maybe some links will be working, some links will not work, because this is just a sample data, right? So by clicking this more button, you can able to visit that particular page and you can able to load this data. You understood?
Sir, can you again explain the backend part? Sir, how you created the loop?
Okay, sure. So let me come from the starting itself. Okay, from this app module itself, I'll come. Step one. Okay, so let's have a notepad. Step one, import HTTP client module from Angular/common/HTTP. Okay, so from that particular URL, we have imported the HTTP client module. This is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then step two, import HTTP client in the component where you want to make HTTP request. Okay, means you need to create object for HTTP client class. That's what you are doing here. You created an object for HTTP client class, and you will be importing the HTTP client from Angular/common/HTTP. So step two is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So step three, find out which API URL you are going to call. and what type of method it is. That is whether it is get request or post request or anything else. Means you have put, delete, patch, these kind of services also we have. So you have to learn about web services. Okay, so if you learn about web services and web methodologies, then you will know about what is get service, what is post service. Simply, if I tell you what is get service is something where the information will be updated in the URL itself. Post service is nothing but you cannot find the information here, that will be appended as a single object. Let me show you one real-time example. Let me open Google. Okay, I'm just searching my name in the Google. Okay, I'm just searching my name in the Google. And if you look at the URL, can you able to see my name in the URL itself?
Yes, sir.
But if you do the same thing for a login screen, how would it be? So if you are passing your user ID and password through this URL, will it be worthful?
No, sir.
So those informations should not be exposed in the URL, right? Here, why we are passing this name itself, name in the URL itself is, if you are using get request, the data transfer will be very faster because you are not doing any encryption, you are not doing any decryption here. But if you are passing any sensitive information like your user ID, password, your bank transaction, these kind of stuffs, you cannot just pass the information directly through URL. So you will be separately having a JSON object, you will encrypt it and then you will be sending it. So that is post request. So in this application, we are using some simple get request. Okay. And we found this URL from a website. If you are working in a real time, if you are working for a company, there will be a front end team, there will be a back end team. Assume you are working in the front end team. So the back end team will be providing some URLs like this. They will ask you to hit the URL to get response. That time you will be passing the URL here. Okay. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here this ng-for is nothing but a directive. In the morning we talked about directive, right? So this is one of the predefined directive we have. Why we are using this directive?
Sir, for loop.
Yeah, for a particular functionality to be done in the UI. For doing some design changes in the UI, you will be using directive, right? So for reusing the same thing, that's what we did here. Okay. And step 4, call the API you want to get a response. Okay, so call the API from where you want to get response. Step 5, store the response in a variable. And step 6, append the response to the UI using interpolation. That means double curly braces. So these are all the 6 steps you have to follow for connecting your application with the server. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you want to create your own backend, then you can probably go with either Java, Python, Node.js, .NET, PHP, any backend languages you can have. You can create your own backend. For example, let us go in some different way. Let me create one more screen called login screen. I want to generate page login. I'm creating a login screen. Okay, so inside this app component, let me give the root component as login page. Why I'm giving it as single quotes?
Sir, to have back that back
Because
navigation.
because login page is lazy loaded, right? By default. You understood? I told you, right? If it is eager loading, you need not to
Yes.
give it in single quotes, and if it is lazy loaded, you have to give it in single quotes. So I'm it is default lazy loaded page, so I'm giving it as single quotes. So let me go to the login screen, the login page. Let me open. So here inside the login screen, we are going to make some UI. So you'll be having something called as inputs. See, I'm just going to copy and paste the content. I'm not going to do anything else. Okay. So let us copy this one. Let me paste here. Oh, we can run the application now. Okay, so you get the fields and we should have a login button, right? Okay, so we created this login button. Your design will be looking like this. So if you want to make your content in the center, then inside your ion content, just give text hyphen center. Okay, when you give text hyphen center, then your button will come in the center. Every data will be coming in the center. Okay. If you want to give a logo image, that also will be coming to the center. Everything will be coming to the center. So now what you want to do, you want to do some validations. Let's say only when the user ID is ABCD and only when user ID is ABCD and password is 1234, then only the application should log in. Okay. So for that, what we should do, we should create something called as ng model. That means the variable name. The ng model is equal to user name. I'm just giving, and here I'm giving ng model. So this is called as two-way data binding. Okay, two-way data binding. What do you mean by two-way data binding is from HTML instantly you can send data to TypeScript, and from TypeScript instantly you can transfer data to HTML in the runtime. That is why it is called as two-way data binding. That will be given as one square bracket followed by one normal bracket, and inside that you will be giving this ng model in camel case. Can you understand? Guys, is it boring for you?
Sir, understood.
Understood, sir.
Anyways, let me finish in 10 more minutes. So don't worry. Okay, so we created two variables and we have to create these two variables in the login page component also. Username colon any, password colon any. And once the login function is getting called, if this dot username is equal to ABCD and this dot password is equal to 1234, then this dot nav control dot set root home page, else alert invalid data. I'm just giving like this. Okay, so when I press this login button, it will tell like invalid data. Okay, because the information is not correct. So I'm giving ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can able to log in. You understood? Some basic if else conditions you can write like this. Is it easy?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
But
sir.
Yes, sir.
this is not
Sir, what
actually
if,
recommended. Yeah, sorry.
sir, what if, I mean, we have a very large data for our app to log in, so how we can give that input and proceed?
Very large data in the sense, any
Like
examples?
the username password, we have like more than 20 people. So, I mean, it will not be recommended like for 20 people, we may write the username and their passwords in our code.
Yes, exactly, you're right. But in real time, this information will be coming from server only. Just for understanding purpose, I put like that. So what I'm going to do, inside assets, we are going to create one page. Okay, inside assets, I'm going to create one document called as credentials.json. Okay, so assume we are going to get this information from server. Okay, so users, I'm going to create one array. Inside the users array, uname colon ABCD, comma, password colon 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm, yeah. So we have multiple things and we have some different input fields. Okay. So these are all some various logins, let's assume. And let me give one credential in my name also. Username Raj and password. I'm giving it as Mar. So we have this one, right? We have this database. Assume this is coming from backend. Okay, for your understanding purpose, I'm creating. Just assume we are getting it from backend. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to call the server. We'll be giving like this, right? For accessing some external data, you will be in need of HTTP client. So what we are going to do here, I'm just calling the server http.getOff, from where we are going to get the data dot slash dot slash dot slash assets slash credentials dot json dot subscribe users list. So let me have this response. Let me have users list colon n is equal to. Okay, first let's console.log response. Okay, first let us check whether we are getting that information from the server. So we are getting that information from the server. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
So assume we are getting this data from the server. So what we are going to do is we are going to store this information in the user list array. User list is equal to response. We are going to store this. So once user clicks the login button, what I'm going to do, or let I is equal to 0, I less than users list dot length plus plus, just a for loop I'm giving. If username is equal to users list of I dot give uname, we gave it as uname, and this dot users list of I dot password is equal to our password. Then this dot now control dot set root of home page, else but error. Okay, so now let us try to log in our application. I'm typing Raj, I'm typing Kumar. What is happening? Okay, so let me stop and restart. Okay, response dot users we should give. Okay, now we are getting error. Okay, so because it is for loop, so okay, let me. So while I give Raj and Kumar, I can able to log in. Okay, but when I give some dummy data here, I cannot able to log in. Can you understand?
Yes, sir.
Actually, this particular part, this particular logical part has to be done in the backend itself. Only the backend will tell you whether he is authenticated user or not. This for loop, everything will be done in the backend actually. But for your understanding purpose, I have made like this. Okay.
Also, sir, the credentials which we gave that uh, so normally we won't be able to see from the console, right? So I mean it will be a data leak, right?
Yeah. So I just gave here for your understanding. You need
Okay,
not to
sir.
give this data in console.
Yes, sir, yes, yes, sir.
So like you can log in. So you need not to show that data in your console. You can avoid that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So fine. So actually, this forms your basic mobile app development. So we actually formed a mobile app which can run live data. Okay. So just go through all the components. Okay. So we have various components which are available. Okay. So just go through every components. Try to incorporate every component. All these codes are actually given here itself. Okay. So I cannot able to explain everything, right? But at least you got some overview, right? So you can able to proceed with this knowledge, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, but incorporating this AI concepts, these things require some more knowledge for you. But anyways, if you are working for a mobile app development, you are not going to do any functionalities of the AI concepts or ML concepts in your front end. So again, let me tell you. So this AI or ML, it is not technology actually. It is a culture. Okay, it is a culture or it is an algorithm how you are going to operate with the particular data. Okay, so for example, let's assume you are actually using your let's say let me take this Ionic Native. So mm, maybe if you want to use your Bluetooth, okay, so your device Bluetooth connection, if you want to check, again that is consist of your artificial intelligence, because the Bluetooth device will be keep on searching, the Bluetooth sensor will be keep on searching. Once it is receiving, then it will pass the information to the device. Okay, so anyways we are into this artificial intelligence while you are making your application, because all these Ionic Native components will be heading towards this artificial intelligence. But if you want to create the suggestions kind of thing, as you see in YouTube kind of things, so those stuffs will be done in the backend part. Okay, so let me try to find some time and let me try to uh, send you few codes. Okay, so I connected with Joel also, but he was not available today. So let me connect with him and let me share you few codes and let me share you some things, how to proceed with uh, these things. Okay, but try to make your own mobile app. So I have created a lot of mobile app for my students while teaching to them. I used to teach them yeah, here. So I have created some mobile applications. Mm, yeah, maybe this is one mobile application I have created. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so this application actually what that can do, when you install this in your real device, it can able to open the device camera and it can able to scan the product. So let me tell the motive of this application. So the motive of the application is you are going to supermarket, right? You are going to supermarket or your shopping mall you're going. What is the most dreadful experience you get there?
Finding the products.
Not
Sir,
showing the
so
product.
waiting in line, sir, like
Billing.
that's yes, a billing.
Exactly. And assume you are going today at 5 p.m.
Sundays are very chaos, sir.
Okay, so even if you find 10 billing counters, in every counter at least there will be 10 people. At least 10 people will be standing in the queue, right? Assume one person takes 2 minutes to get billed, just 2 minutes to get billed. For 10 persons, you'll be having 20 minutes. So you need to wait 20 minutes in the queue, right? So for avoiding that, I have actually created this application. So just some mock-up application I have created. So what this application will do, you take the product, scan the product with your mobile app itself, then it will be added to your billing. So you will be logging to that supermarkets application. So it will be added to your bill. Then take all the products, scan with your own mobile phone. Then all the products will be there in your cart. So it will be looking like this. I'm just adding some sample product. I have some sample products. Okay. So how many count I want to have? I want to have some counts. Then the product is added. If I want to modify or delete, I can do like this. Okay. And let me add one more product. Okay. So I have added products. Then I'm going to make payment. Okay. So it will be giving me the total amount. Then I'll be just giving this details and then submit. I'm giving some OTP. Okay. So all these are some mockups only. Okay. So the payment has been done. I got a reference number. So with this reference number, you can just show this reference number in the exit gate. You can get your package done and you can walk away. The similar billing system, the billing kiosk they are having there. So instead of that, you can have your own mobile phone as your biller. You can get it done. Okay, so this kind of applications I have made for just for fun purpose. I used to make something like that. Okay, so I have created a lot of quiz applications. You can even try quiz applications. Okay, I can share you one link. Yeah, this one. So this is one amazing thing. Okay, so this opentdb.com. Okay, so they will be providing API URL. So number of questions you can select, which category. Okay, so whether it is computer science or which category you want to ask questions, that you can select. Maybe let me go with okay, so let us go with computers. Okay, and difficulty you can give it as hard, and what type of question, multiple choice or true or false. Multiple choice I'm giving, and then I'm giving generate URL. So we got the URL. You paste this URL in your application. You can able to get the information like this. You will be having your correct answer also. So correct answer is this. Incorrect answers are these. So with the help of this, you can able to make your own quiz application also. You want to make a try on this?
Yes, sir.
So just try on this and inform your experience to me or to your faculty. Okay. So let us see how it works for you. So till this, you just make your work, and then we'll see other things. So I have actually created a similar application already, but I don't know where I kept that coding. Fortunately, I don't have the code here. But yes, but that is also in that application while you are creating, you will be seeing a lot of difficulties. I'll tell you. Okay, you will be seeing a lot of difficulties in appending the data. But take this as a challenge. Try to make your own quiz application with the help of Ionic and touch me back, right?
Sir.
Yeah.
So can we make desktop application with Ionic?
Actually, with the help of Angular, we can able to make desktop application now. For that, we have something called as Electron.js. Okay, so if you find time, just learn about Electron.js. Then with the help of Electron.js, you can make your own desktop application with the help of Angular also. But Ionic is meant for mobile app development, right?
Yes, sir.
But with the help of Angular, you can either make web application or desktop application also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So like if you are if you have completed the explanation, can we move on with the quiz now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Anybody would like to ask any doubts, so they can right now, or else we can move to the quiz now. Anybody have any doubts? I guess then we can move on with the quiz. So I'll be sharing the link in the quiz in the chat box. You guys have about 15 minutes to complete the quiz. I'll share the link, just a second.
Sir, there is no chat box available in my MST.
What's your registration number?
21 BI 10360.
Okay, just a second. I'll look into it.
Now it's available.
Do let us know if anybody else also faces the same chat box issue. We will just add you in Teams so that the chat box will be visible to you.
So, sir, can I leave the session? Like, I need to move for some other works.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you guys. Thanks for your time. So hope you got few ideas about how to make this mobile application and how it works for you. Okay. So if you get any doubts, you can always reach out to me through LinkedIn. Okay. So you just search for Rajkumar Kalamani. You can always reach out to me. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
so what about the ML algorithm part?
Yeah, I'll get in touch with you. So we will plan for another session. So because without knowing the basics, if you try to incorporate ML algorithms, that won't work for you. Because I just wanted to make yourself practically available for the technology. Just with the theoretical knowledge, you are not going to do anything, right? So just make these quiz applications, everything. I will guide you on how to incorporate this ML algorithms on your application. So we will meet once again for sure. Okay, don't worry about that.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an interesting session and that wonderful hands-on experience of developing our first ML-powered mobile application.
So students, do you want to give any feedback?
So it was very good. I mean, learning too much and very interactively.
Yeah, sir.
You
Like
cleared most of our
even I
doubts.
enjoyed a lot. And like I will not stop here and continue to develop more applications like using Ionic and this like. I think the audience also feels likewise only.
Thank you.
Yeah, with this, we come to an end of our two-day event, AI-powered mobile application development by AI Club of VIT Bhopal. But before concluding our event, we request all the participants to attend the small quiz organized by faculty coordinators. The link is provided in the chat box.
Is there anyone who is not able to access the chat box?
All right, guys. So let me leave the session. So you guys carry on with your quiz. All the best for your future. We'll get in touch soon. Bye bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Bye.
sir. Rajkumar, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the
Thank you
opportunity.
very much, sir. In spite
Okay.
of your
Thank
busy
you, sir.
schedule, you are accepted our invitation and you are expressing your views with your own experience to our students. So I hope our students got a little bit idea. From that basic idea, they may continue, they will work and they improve on by practicing. And I'm sure all our students, they will develop their own apps in the forthcoming days. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Dear students, after the quiz, you can share the feedback link also. Okay, I request all the students to submit both the forms. Okay, so once you complete, you can leave the meeting. Is it so, coordinate student volunteers? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can share the both the link. Have you shared both the links?
So we have shared the quiz link right now. We'll be
Okay.
sharing the feedback link soon.
Actually, I'm facing a small problem in accessing the link actually. So can they can mail the students?
I think you need to log in with your official mail ID, VIT Bhopal mail ID.
But it's like I'm trying to open the link from the chat box, but it is not opening.
Try to open it in an incognito window. There you can like log in using your official mail ID and then you can access the form. Try doing that.
Sure. Thank you.
Dear students, don't wait for up to 15 minutes. You can share the feedback link also in the chat window. So
Sure,
let
sir.
them
Yes,
let them continue.
Yes, sir. We have dropped the feedback link also, so that
Yeah.
people who have completed the quiz can submit the feedback form also.
Yes, very good, very good. So once they complete, ask them to leave. Okay. So then once we close, once we leave all the students attendees, then we can wind up the session. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, student. Thank you for volunteering this entire 2 days. Okay. So this is the first time I had a very good experience with your EIT Bhopal students. I'm sure we will in future we will organize. There are so many events like this. Okay. So thank you very much for all the student volunteers and participants. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
So, and regarding the certificate, through within 1 or 2 days, you will be receiving the certificate through your registered mail ID. So those who are submitted only the quiz. Okay, student participants.
So pardon me, can you repeat it?
So student, those who are submitted the quiz, you can receive the certificate within 1 or 2 days. Okay, you will be getting your certificate in the registered mail ID. Okay.
Sir, what's the timing for quiz?
It will take 20 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
15 minutes. Okay, I think 15 minutes. Yeah. So the quiz will be started around 4 o'clock. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I think for one question, last second question, the options are not appropriate for giving the answer, sir.
Okay. So what you feel, just you can select. Okay.